All right. Put this a little bit closer. Don't see anybody on yet. Should have a couple people on. So the purpose of this is just to talk Elvis. Whatever is on your mind, I want to hear from you. So I'll probably get like 50,000 pop-ups along the way. Hey Marcus, how are you, man? Yeah, you are the first one here. It's weird. It doesn't even show anyone in here. Oh, Jonas. Now, both so it must take a second to catch up. Good morning, Jonas. Um, yeah, sorry I had to run out. Literally, I was supposed to do the stream at 10 a.m. my time, and my wife never calls from work. She runs all three counties. Oh, it's the YouTube announcing my live stream. Cool. Um, my wife never calls. She's too busy. She runs guardianships for the entire state of Delaware, all three counties. So she is a very, very busy person. Hey, Elvis Freak, hope you are doing well. But so she doesn't ever call me. So at 9, I think it was 9:55 or 9:56. Um, oh, thank you, Marcus. I appreciate you holding off your mountain time to watch this. I appreciate that, buddy. Good morning, Marcelo. I hope you are doing well. But yeah, she calls me at, I think it was 9:56. And like I said, she never calls me unless it's something serious. And she said, hey, Mark, just got a call from the school. Our daughter is having not a full-blown asthma attack, but she's having a very difficult time breathing. She can't find her inhaler. She's panicking. So I had to then, put a post on YouTube to say that I had to step away. So I had to give her my inhaler because I have asthma bad too, and then drive her to drive to the school to drop it off to her. So that's why I'm starting now. Ooh. Okay, so I've got to the messages. So Jenna says thoughts on the new announced Elvis movie they'll shoot this fall. Do you think it's fair to Baz's masterpiece of a movie? I don't know. You're talking about the Priscilla movie, based on Elvis and Me, Priscilla's book. To me, it comes across as the producer of this movie is riding the coattails of Elvis, because you can't tell me that in the 45 years that Elvis has been gone, you have Baz Luhrmann's movie uh, in the beginning of summer, and then boom, this movie is being talked about coming out. And I don't know if it's a made-for-TV movie. I don't know if it's going to be a theatrical release. I don't know. I don't know. To me, it sounds like a money grab. That's just my opinion. Um, and kind of like the problems that I had with, hey Curtis, how are you, buddy? Thanks for joining. For me, kind of the way I feel about the Elvis movie, that I did enjoy. Let's be clear. Hey Ricky, UK chat 4 p.m. where you are. Good to know you're doing okay, Curtis. Um, yeah, I'm in the middle of the road with the Elvis movie. I think I've said that in my previous live chat. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I think a lot of it is fictional. I wasn't real thrilled at all with the soundtrack. Um, I think the major problem I had with that, I thought Austin Butler was absolutely sensational. I think the problem that I had with it is that Elvis had a very giving and kind spirit. He was a philanthropist. Yep, Curtis, I know you are, buddy. He was very, very gracious with his fortune. He loved to give gifts. He would buy cars randomly for strangers, and none of that was picked up in the movie, and that bothered me because that is part of Elvis's essence and who he was. So that's just me. I'm not ripping the movie. Like I said, I did not hate it, but I also didn't love it either. So I don't know. And I have no interest in the soundtrack. To me, there's not enough Elvis on it. I'm not big on R&B rap kind of music. That's just not my thing. In addition to Elvis, I'm a big Van Halen fan. I love classic rock. I grew up on Van Halen, Aerosmith, ELO, Blue Oyster Cult, Kansas. I grew up on all that stuff. Some Kiss, which I'm not into now, but and Marcus, I agree with you. It did show that the Colonel was a scoundrel, and that accent annoyed me. He should just use Elvis music. And Curtis, to be honest with you, I didn't mind other renditions. I know Austin Butler has 3 or 4 songs that he does vocals on, singing Elvis's songs. I don't mind that. I think the problem I had with it, one, Eminem does a song. Well, 20 some years ago, Eminem rapped a song ripping Elvis to shreds and how he stole the sound from the black man and all that kind of stuff. But yet you're making money by recording a song and you're on the soundtrack. And I didn't like the explicit lyric contact right below the massive sign of Elvis on the CD. I don't know. That's just me. I have nothing against anybody who didn't who loves the soundtrack, loves the movie. Hey, that's what makes the world go around. We all like something different. We all have different opinions on stuff. My I'll leave it at this. The last thing I'll say about it is this, because I don't want to really give too much of the Elvis music movie because there's so much to talk about. My thing was I didn't feel like it was an accurate representation of who Elvis was. Yeah, I heard that. Hey Tracy, how are you? Come on, I hate that. Hold on, guys. If you see me pressing, it's because the comments go away. Let's see. Hi, Mark. I agree. I wish they had shared his kindness and also generous he was. Exactly. Apparently, in show business circles, he was known as one of the nicest guys around. And you know what? Anybody who knew Elvis, was around Elvis, was in his inner circle. Curtis, I want to answer your question on that in a second because I do have a thought on that. His inner circle, his family member, his cousins, people who knew him and loved him, they will tell you that Elvis had the kindest, most gentlest spirit of anybody they had ever met in their life. He was one of a kind, and that was not portrayed in the movie, and that bothered me. As far as Curtis's question, Curtis Simpkins asked, "Do I think the Colonel killed Elvis?" I don't think. No, I don't think indirectly he killed him. I think because, especially in the mid to later '70s, the Colonel famously said Elvis had collapsed, and it's portrayed in the movie a little bit differently, but it is what he said. That I don't care what you got to do, you got to get him out on the stage. So Colonel was about money. As far as being a fraud, I saw the comment. The whole thing that Elvis, yeah, two shows a night, Marcus, and he never took a night off. You never saw like the way artists have concerts now. You'll look at their itinerary or their tour dates. They'll have a couple shows in a row. Then they'll have two or three nights off. Then they'll have a show, then a night off. Then 2 shows, then 2 nights off. Elvis never did that. Yeah, Marcus, he did. He worked them as a mule night after night. And I think sheer exhaustion attributed to Elvis. Elvis took uppers to go out on stage to perform, so he was at his best. He took downers because it was well known, well documented. Elvis had a lot of trouble sleeping. He was, I was going to talk about on my video, but I didn't. Yeah, he put this this pad there we go, just so I can get a little more comfortable. He did work Elvis to death, and I would hate to see if Elvis would have toured internationally, how bad it would have affected him. So maybe that was a blessing in disguise because Elvis was a workaholic in the studio and especially on the road. He loved being on the road. And yes, Marcus, it is controversial. But the fact that he was taking a lot of different medications, all prescribed, but he was overprescribed. Towards the last couple of years, he wasn't eating the way he should. He did put on the weight. I think it put a strain on his heart. And the last year and a half of his life, he was not in good shape. And to me, it was hard to watch. And that's why I was not a big fan of the Elvis in concert show that was on CBS. And I actually watched that in October of '77 after it aired. It was planned to be a special. It was recorded June 25th and 26th, I believe, his last couple of concerts. I could be wrong on that. I know it was late June. And it was supposed to be released a couple months after, and then he passed away. Yeah, Marcus, that is true. They said his heart was fatty, and he had some blocked arteries, and but that makes me sad. I really don't want to focus a whole lot on that, only because it does. To me, it makes me sad because of how I felt and feel about Elvis. Destined to Die Young. Tracy, I want to get it. I'm actually friends with her on Facebook. And I reached out to her about 2 weeks ago, and she sold out of that book, and she signs every book you buy. So I haven't been on her page in about a week and a half, so I'm going to check it either today or tomorrow. Marcus said he read it. It's a good book. Marcus, did she autograph it for you? Because I think she autographs every book she does. And she has a new book that came out about a month, or maybe it's on its way out, about Elvis's pilot for the Lisa Marie and his, Elvis, his dealings with Elvis there. It's on Amazon Kindle. Yeah, I don't have a Kindle, Tracy, so I got to get and I like the physical. I like to have the physical book. I know that's a lost art. Books, magazines. That's, you know what I mean? Everything's digital. That's what's funny. It's just press of a button. My library, Marcus says my library got an autograph. Yeah, I know that she'll sign every one for her, which kind of, I think, makes it unique. So I'm hoping to buy her book this weekend. Um, so yeah, there's that. I'm hoping to do a video right after this chat. I want to probably keep this chat at about an hour. Shows in stock. Cool. But I want to do a video just to give you a little preview. I have 3 versions of this album. This is my favorite Elvis album of all time. It was my favorite as a kid. At 12 years old, it's my favorite today. Elvis's Golden Records Volume 3. This is a first press stereo edition. I got this. I did a video about this. I did a video on this about probably 2 months ago. This is in spectacular condition, which I'll show. But then right after that, I got the 2LP 45 speed edition. Crap, I didn't see what that last comment was. I don't like how it goes away so fast. Yep, Curtis said this is his favorite album. I knew that, Curtis. I knew this was your favorite. I think you did a video on this recently, or talked about this. This is a double album, just a black cover, RCA Victor, 45 speed. And then this is the Speaker's Corner copy. So what I'm going to do in the video is I'm going to play parts, just parts, because YouTube frowns on it. I want to do a comparison of all 3 to see the difference. If I am guessing, I am going to say the 45 RPM two album set will sound the best. 2-disc set, 180 gram vinyl pressed RTI, limited numbered edition, mastered from analog tapes by Bernie, I can't read that, Groverman. Now, Marcus, that is a white top, silver top. You got, I'm not sure, I want to look at mine now. I don't know if mine is, I think mine is the, crap. Just knocked my water over. Gotta love it. Stereo, yep. Yeah, this is, all 3 of mine here are stereo. Oh, it is the silver. It is the silver top. Yeah, I got this a couple months back, so I'm going to give it a spin. It's water, so I'll soak it up a little. It's just a little bit. I had the cap off and I knocked it over. So there's that. So that's the video I'm gonna hope to record after I get this done. And a shout out to Marcus as you're here. Marcus's birthday is Friday, Marcus? Friday or Saturday, I thought. And then my older brother's birthday is actually, today's the 21st. His birthday is Saturday. Yeah, his birthday is Friday. See, today's the 21st, I believe. So yeah, my older brother's birthday is Saturday. Then Marcus's is the 24th. So Marcus, I hope you have a great birthday. So yeah, it's funny. I couldn't find this. Sometimes you pack things away and you pack them away so good you cannot find them. Yeah. I'm going to step away for a second. I'm kind of ADHD about this. It's a small spot, but I'm just going to get a towel real quick and put it down because it bothers me. All right. Yeah, I believe, I think I've had it ever since I was a kid. I believe I have a touch of ADHD. I can't put things off of, like I said, this is just a small spill and it's water. I mean, what damage is it going to do? But I got to put a towel down to let it soak up. Sorry about that. So what else to talk about? Oh, Blue Hawaii comes out, I believe, November 15th on 4K. Marcus, so do I, brother. I move constantly too. My dad used to yell at me about or I was on the phone talking to a friend, or I would pace. And I just, it's part of my personality. Somebody asked, let me see who that was. Sit still. Rockstar says, ever considered collecting Elvis reel-to-reel tape? Not even a little bit. I think they're cool, just like I wouldn't collect 8 tracks. What to me, it would be cool to have, and I actually would like to have like one 8-track tape that's sealed, brand new, just to say I have it. I would like to get one reel to reel just to say I have it, but to collect 8 tracks or to collect, yeah, Marcus, you showed me yours that you had one that was not sealed. I think they're cool. I think it's cool to add Elvis debut. I remember that. I think it's cool to have it and say you have. Like I said, I would only want it if it was brand new, but the reel to reels are in some cases hundreds of dollars because they're so incredibly rare. I was talking to a guy that I met through the different. Ricky says he has is that that's the way it is on 8-track. I think that's what I saw the comments say, or Blue Hawaii. I can't remember. I am hooked on CDs lately. Yeah, Curtis, I'm kind of shifting my focus a little bit. I wanted to clarify something because people have ribbed me for it, but good naturedly ribbed me, like teased me, made kind of joked with me. I've talked about some different albums I've gotten recently, and I know I said a couple weeks ago I did a video where I was cutting way back, and I do really want to cut back because I'm literally running out of room for my LPs. The good thing is though is that they're flat and they don't take up a ton of room, but I have so many and so much. I mean, this is just a part of what I have. I just have these downstairs, but I have a boatload upstairs in my bedroom. It is an addiction. Mark, what are your thoughts on 4K DVDs? I just bought the new movie. Now I gotta buy. I only buy 4K. Now I have a LG OLED TV, which you can see right here. Got that a couple years ago, and then about 2 weeks ago, I bought a 4K Panasonic player. It was like one of the top models. Your favorite Golden Records, Rockstars. Rockstar says he has the 8-track of Elvis's Golden Records. That's probably the one I would look for if I could get my hands on it. But to answer your question, sir, Rockstars, I'm sorry. TCP says cutting back. Sure you will, Mark. I do want to cut back. I really do. That's my intention. But it's kind of like, somebody who smoked cigarettes for 30 years, they say they're going to cut back, and it's just hard to do. It is. It's an addiction. I love opening my front door and seeing that box there and opening it and seeing it. And the thing with buying, because I like to get mine either mint, near mint condition, a lot of times is you can get a gem and you get something that's absolutely stunning and you got it for a great price. And sometimes you'll pay a little bit more and you get one that's kind of a swing and a miss. So, but it's just that vibe, that extra adrenaline you get when you see it and you open it, and that's hard, man. But here's the thing, and this is what I said in my video before, the person who asked about the 4K, I promise I'm getting back to the topic. It's the ultimate dopamine hit. It is Tracy. And Tracy, I think it was you who asked the question about the 4K, I believe. The comments are flying in, so I apologize. The thing is, lost my train of thought just that quick. Oh, I have, TCP says I'm doing better. Only 8 albums and 1 EP. Everything that I've ever wanted as far as anything on vinyl, I want to have to go back, Ricky, to your comment in a second here. The issue that I have with my LPs is everything pretty much that I've ever wanted, I've been able to acquire. As you know, last week I got Good Times, the FTD Good Times, the Outtakes LP, and then starting day after tomorrow, I'm going to start paying towards the gentleman who sold me these for the very last FTD I need, and that's Jailhouse Rock Volume 1. Now, he does also have, and I want your guys' honest thoughts on this. So that will complete, when I have the Jailhouse Rock Volume one, I will have all 40. I think there's 43. I'll have the entire set, and I'll continue to get them. But I'm thinking about replacing this. This is still sealed, got the hype, it's sealed, but, and this bugs me, and I know it's minor, otherwise it's in pretty decent shape, but as you can see, it's a little bit of a dog here and like a little bit of a fold. I don't know if you can see it in the light, it's right there. Otherwise, like I said, it's kind of a loosely sealed, but it is sealed. It's completely sealed, brand spanking new. I've had this for a little over a year, but I bought it from somebody from eBay, and I got it for a fantastic price. But that's why. So the gentleman who's selling me these last few I need, he's trying to decide he's going to sell it to me. It wouldn't be as much as the other ones because it was, I think I came out in like 2005 or later. I can't remember, or not 2005, 2014 or 15. But I will keep you in mind, sir. Whoever had said that, I'm sorry. The comments are um, popping up so fast. I kind of miss them, but I want to go back to them. But yes, I don't know if I want to spend a couple of hundreds, a couple of hundred dollars just to get a mint or nicer copy. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which direction I want to go. Like I said, that will complete my set of the FTD vinyls. But do I want to drop another 200-300 to get a mint copy? And if I do, that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably sell that one, or I'll use it as my playing copy. Let's go back to some of these comments that I missed. Tracy, you play your FTDs right? Yeah, they're awesome. So Ricky Brewski says, tell me about it. I moved in with my girlfriend 7 years ago with my whole collection of over 10,000. Holy crud. Ricky, yeah, I don't have even a shred of that. I'm trying, somebody asked me, sorry guys, just trying to, okay, so Tracy had said about 5-6 minutes ago, oh, you know that saying, if you want quality, you got to spend quality. My thought on 4K is if you're going to go big like that, and eventually, let's be honest, just like DVDs, just like Blu-rays were better than DVDs, everything eventually is going to be on Blu-ray. 4K TVs, OLED TVs. When OLED came out 5-6 years ago, it was just a couple, I think it was just LG, and I think Sony followed suit later. This size TV that I have, I think mine's a 55 inch. They were like $4,500. This I got two and a half years ago. I got it brand new, but I paid I think $1,400 for it. So it was less than half. And then now I think you can even get an OLED now for close to 1,000 or maybe even less. But with us redoing our downstairs and making it like, my man cave and a Broncos room and all that, my gym, my office, my wife and I talked about we have a TV stand that we had in storage. We're going to buy a TV. So I'm thinking a high def TV. Ricky, I believe the clarity is stunning on 4K. I mean, you can see the pores on people's face. If a guy has a beard, you can see each individual whisker. It's unbelievable. Like if you haven't seen 4K, I've even heard a couple channels that I follow that do 4K movie reviews. They say it's just as fabulous as, in fact, more. It's better than actually. It's better than being in the theater. So my next purchase, you can see nose hairs. My next purchase that I'm hoping to do in the next month and a half is I want to get a Sony Dolby Atmos soundbar that I want to put right here. And it's got a woofer and all that, so to get that real theater, that booming experience to go along with the great pictures. So this TV actually is the high range. So it does have, it has like almost not a built-in sound bar, but it's got tremendous sound, good bass. It doesn't vibrate when it gets loud. But like I said, this was the top model when I bought it. It's got a steel bevel instead of the plastic screen. It's glass is the one I have. So let's see. Let me go back to some of these comments. TCB said, I don't want to see people in that much detail. My 56 4K Sony Bravia. That's great. Yeah, that's the thing. So I went online and about 3 or 4 days ago on BestBuy.com, and they have a 4K, I think it's a 43-inch TV, and I think it was 349. Man, you can't beat that. And I think the 55 of the 52-inch or 55-inch, the next size, or 50-inch, it's 50-inch, is I think that was 399. But you know, my first high def TV that I bought probably 15, 16 years ago was 1400. That same TV now you could get for probably 199. So I say that to say that the price of the players are going to come down maybe, but like I said, mine is a really it's like next to the very top 4K player that's out there because I kind of go big when it comes to my electronics. I figure if I want to get it, I want to get the best. And just like my turntable, I got the top of that brand. I got the top model of that because you have the belt driven, and you have the DJ model, and that's like the DJ. Mine's a Technic, I believe, which not the best, but I got the nice speaker setup. So oh, cool, Curtis. I got to get that 6911 CD set. People have been critical of it, saying that it's basically the same show over 11 uh, CDs. Rockstars, yeah. Sometimes I wish I would have got a little bit bigger, but still, it's a nice picture. So I'm very happy about it. Hold on, Marcus. I've complained about this before. You guys are probably sick of me saying it, but yeah, I hate that these comments you guys put them up, and I'm trying to read them, and YouTube takes them down so quick. Marcus says, could you do a video showing some of your odd Elvis video? Yeah, absolutely. Tracy, Tracy asked, do you need to go high end with the HDMI cable? I've been told different things. I have been told by people who work in Best Buy, who actually work in that area with the TVs and electronics, that yes, it makes a difference. The one I got was like $60. You can get some that are $10. I've heard other people say that no, it doesn't make that much of a difference as long as you're playing, your TV's good, you're golden. So who knows? My belief has always been you got to get quality, you gotta spend to get that quality. So I don't know. Like I said, mine's not the best. It's probably middle of the road, but a techie friend of ours installed me a ceiling mounted projector. The projectors are getting, Ricky, the projectors are getting very, very popular. They're not for me, but I don't know. Maybe after I see one, they would be for me. I like the TV, but who knows? But yeah, I say all that because I was saying how Blue Hawaii is coming out in 4K in middle of November 15th. And I had the DVD of it. It's never been out on Blu-ray, and I think it looks fantastic. It's so colorful, and it was probably recorded on 30 or filmed on 35 millimeter film, and it looks amazing. Bright, sharp contrast and colors. So man, I can't imagine what it's going to look like on 4K. Like I am so pumped. I don't really pre-order much, but I'll probably wait. But I probably will get it the day it comes out. So let's see, that's coming out. Marcus, who's in this chat, was telling me the Elvis on Tour box set that's coming out. If you get it from shopelvis.com, Graceland Store, a lot of other places, I think it's 115, I want to say, or 110. But I think Amazon is going to have it for 85. All right, rock stars, have a good day. Quick hello from Germany. Hey, K-Ray. I hope I'm saying that right. I just bought the Tickle Me DVD. Reading it. 82. That's even better. Mark says $82 on Amazon. I just bought the Tickle Me DVD Blu-ray. It came from Belgium. Tracy, I want to get some of his films on Blu-ray. I know you can get US. Cool, Curtis. I know you can get. Hey, Thomas, how are you? Thank you for joining in. So right now, the new Elvis movie that's on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K, and Blue Hawaii's coming to 4K, which is the first actual Elvis movies coming to 4K. I think it's going to open the doors for. I don't think they'll put them all on them, but I think they'll do like Jailhouse Rock. I think they'll do Viva Las Vegas. Um, so I want to get. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to hold off on getting. I have Viva Las Vegas on DVD, or is it Blu-ray? I might have it on Blu-ray. I can't remember. But yeah, if it comes out on 4K, I'll definitely get those two. 4K, I'm telling you, 4K is spectacular. And then hopefully once I get my new soundbar woofer, I'll put that across the room. And yeah, I'm ready to just buckle in. King Creole too, Ricky. Yes, King Creole. King Creole is a fantastic movie, and I love, love, love the soundtrack. I don't think it gets the Tracy says King Creole on Blu-ray is fabulous. Yeah, Tracy, maybe you can answer this question. I guess you got to look at the region. I wonder if the Belgium. You said you got Tickle Me, and it's a Belgium release. I wonder if you can watch that in the U.S. The nice thing about 4K, from what I understand, is for any region it's compatible. Where opposed to Blu-ray, if it's like region like C or something, you can't play it on an American player, and you always got to look at it. It says if it plays on all players or whatever. So 68 comeback would be great. They do it, Curtis. It's not even on Blu-ray; it's on DVD. And I looked. I don't have it. A buddy of mine that I've met through different social media Elvis sites on Facebook and things reached out to me and said that it looks great on DVD. Man, I could not imagine how freaking incredible it would look on 4K. Because I think the DVD of that looks spectacular. Can you imagine going not even Blu-ray but the 4K? So yeah, so 4K means 4 times the resolution of a Blu-ray, and you know how good Blu-rays look. So Tracy, if you're still here, I highly recommend it. Um, even if you have to put a little bit away and save towards it, that's kind of what I do. Um, uh, and get a decent player. I wouldn't for that. I would not cut corners because, like I said, to get quality, you got to pay quality. Yeah, Curtis. I heard it does. It does look great. But that's sad. I look on eBay. It's up to $150 because it's deleted. But Tracy, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where um, I don't know. And some people, that's why a lot of people don't have 4K because, like my player, like I said, it was the next to the top highest. The highest was 1,000. This one was 500. The technology inside of it is the exact same as the $1,000 model, but this one's it's kind of plastic. It's made of plastic, but it's heavy. I mean, it's nice. It's heavy duty. It's made nice. But they said, and then what was the other thing that this one has that the top model didn't have? Like this is the Panasonic DBU 8820, and I think the other one's called the DB 9000. Hey, Paul, how are you, buddy? Paul's one of those ones that teases me about me cutting back on my vinyl. He's a good guy. I like Paul. Just check my Blu-ray. It's actually in German, but you can select English for playing. Hope that helps. Yes, Tracy, it does. I've only seen parts of Tickle Me. And it's funny. I've been an Elvis fan for 50 years, and I've only seen a handful of his movies. As far as seeing them all, let's see. So I've seen Love Me Tender. I've seen Loving You. I've seen King Creole. I've never seen Jailhouse Rock. Shocker. I've seen GI Blues. Blue Hawaii is my favorite movie. I've seen that tons of times. Um, I've seen parts of Follow That Dream. I've seen Girls, Girls, Girls. Girls, 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 technically I haven't seen. I haven't sat down and watched it from the opening frame to the end credits. I've probably seen the whole movie in parts, and I can tell you what it's about and all that. So technically I can say I've seen it, but I have not just sat down and watched all 90 minutes or 88 minutes or however long it is. It's a good movie, though. Great soundtrack, too. Let's see. Girls, Girls, Girls. Follow That Dream. Kid Galahad, I've seen parts of. Again, I've seen parts of them. Viva Las Vegas, I've seen all of. Um, think. No, I never have seen all of it. Ooh. Flaming Star is another one I've never seen. Tracy says shock horror, no Jaws rock. No, I honestly have never seen it. I know, but I want to shock you. I want to shock all of you again. Hold on to your seats for this one. I've never seen Top Gun. I'm just gonna hold on. I'm just gonna wait and let that sink in for like 2 or 3 seconds. Yeah, never seen Top Gun. Um, so change of habit again, Tracy. I've seen parts of it. Um, Girl Happy. Girl Happy is actually not only do I love the soundtrack, but I love the movie. You know what else is a really good movie, and a lot of people don't like it, and it's a very edgy. It's probably Elvis's one and only um, lightly kind of. It's got sexual overtures to it, and that's Live a Little, Love a Little. That ain't Texas something. That's just a beast of me. I agree, buddy. I never saw Top Gun because I never liked the guy who was in the movie. Curtis, I'm not. It's funny you say that because I am not a Tom Cruise fan. I know he's world renowned, considered one of the best actors in history in Hollywood. You know, the Mission Impossibles. Yep, I knew where you were going with that, Marcus. Great. I think he's talking to Judy. What's her name? Judy Taylor. Judy. Can't remember her name. Which she died like a month after the filming of that movie ended. Very sad. Marathon, All Threats Insane, Frankie and Johnny last night. Paradise Wine House, another one I've seen. I'm not seeing Top Gun or Maverick either. Yeah, I don't know. I just and apparently Maverick I think was now the second grossest movie of all time. Yeah, Marcus. I don't know. I just like I said, I'm not. I think Tom Cruise personally for me, I think he's so overrated. He just doesn't seem believable to me. Like he plays these movies. He plays in these movies where he's beating the crap out of these dudes. He's like all of like 5'6". He's a really short guy. He's not tall at all. I love Lil Madcap Comedy. What's not to love about seeing Elvis in the shower? And Tracy, I mean, hey, I'm a heterosexual guy. I love my wife. Elvis looked good in that movie. I think Elvis. Um, I think Elvis looked his very best ever in 1968. I think he was trim, he was tan, he was just starting to grow us, but they weren't like the lamb chop sideburns. He had like came down to his ear. Yeah, he had just been married. His daughter had been born. Like he was at a good place in his life. And I probably bet you this. I would probably venture to say he was probably at his happiest that year. I heard somebody else say that fairly recently that 1968 was a fantastic year for Elvis. He did the comeback special that June. That aired in December. Curtis Has Trouble with Girls was a great movie too. I've heard it was good. I've heard Charo's good. I've never seen it. But yeah, Live a Little, Love a Little. It is. It's a Mad Cat movie, but it's definitely got some sexual like little. Well, there's a scene when he's taking pictures on the beach and she walks up to him with her massive dog and she comes right out and asks him if he wants to make love to her. Um, and Elvis is kind of taken back by it. And then, yeah, Tracy, I agree. He was anxious to get back. Shelley Fabares is one of my favorite actresses. Greetings, Scotty, from Transylvania, Romania. Cool, very cool. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. But yeah, I just think in Live a Little, Love a Little, I just think he looked great. His voice was very soulful, and you know what he did? I know there's the opening track. I don't think he sings in the movie at all. It's one of those rare movies where he doesn't. Yeah, so I really like the movie. And then there's the scene with him in the shower, her trying to wash his back. Like I said, it's got some for its time. It had some little slight, like I said, sexual little hints about it. Marcus says one of the co-stars in Girls Girl was a Playboy playmate. Yes. What's her name? I can picture her. I can picture her face. Believe it or not, I don't think I've ever seen her in Playboy, but I can't think of her name. I should know it. It's off the top of my head. She was a 1962 Playmate of the Month, I do believe. Um, Stella Stevens, I think it just came. I think it was Stella Stevens. She had been a playmate early. Yep, there you go, Paul. Thank you. Yeah, Stella Stevens. She had been a playmate early 1962, and then she filmed the movie with Elvis. You know what, Tracy? I've heard that. You talking about Stella Stevens? She's the only lady who didn't care for. Yeah, I had heard that. There's a little bit of, I don't know if tension is the word, but Elvis mostly um, Elvis mostly got along with all his female co-stars. I think so. In some ways, he more ways than one. Like oh, I didn't know Raquel Welch was in Roustabout Ricky. Um, Yeah, I do know Yvonne DiCarlo. She dated him briefly during the filming of because she started and happened at the World's Fair. Oh, Kissing Cousins is another. She was in that movie with him too, and she was in that movie. Kissing Cousins is another. You know, a lot of people just aren't big on the soundtracks. I like most of the soundtrack, and I like that album. Probably jealousy. Maybe he wasn't paying enough attention to her. Tracy, yeah, I mean, because he had the two female leads in the movie. The other lady she was in Star Trek called yeah, um, yeah. Elvis got along great, and he has said before. Um, Marty says love the soundtrack, but not keen on the movie for Kissing Cousins. Yeah, it's a little Kissing Cousins, whatever. But I always liked the soundtrack. It was one of those albums I got as a kid, and I loved it. Harem Scarum is another one. Harem Scarum is not one of my favorites, but um, yeah, Paul, I do. I'm trying to get 4K ones. But yeah, Elvis got along with all of his co-stars mostly. Dated several of them. And yeah, Shelley Fabre, he has said on more than one occasion that she was his favorite. And I don't think it was a romantic connection at all, even though she played that with him. I do know. Yeah, you're right, Tracy. 99% of his co-stars loved working with Elvis. He said he was an absolute gentleman. Um, it's funny because a couple of his co-stars he was just friends with. Like I know he was very good friends with Nancy Sinatra, and she played in Speedway with him. And she said they would talk on the phone at night, but she said there was absolutely no attraction. Not that she thought she said yeah, Ricky. Judy Tyler, she passed away. I want to say it was like a week or 2 weeks after the filming of Jailhouse Rock ended. Her and her husband were killed in a car accident. And the blonde from Blue Hawaii, I only found this out maybe 2 years ago. The spoiled one that Elvis at the end spanks her on the beach, and I can't remember her name, but yeah, she was actually her and her husband. If I got the story right, um, okay, Marcus, you drink plenty of water, man. Stay hydrated, my friend. Um, the blonde from Blue Hawaii, she was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Her and her husband, I think, were in a bank, and there was a robbery, and she got shot and she got killed. From if I got that story right, I could have it a little bit off, but I believe she was shot and killed. And she was pretty young. I think it was like 1976, somewhere around in there that happened. Um, but yeah, Shelley Fabre. Um, he did not have like a romantic. They were just great friends. And I think Shelley Fabre was gorgeous, man. You see her girl happy, man. She was stunning. She was also like 21, 22 years of age. It was one of her first roles, but I think she played in 3 movies with Elvis. Like I said, Nancy Sinatra. Look at Nancy Sinatra in Speedway, man. She was stunning. Um, Kari says, Mark, what is your opinion why Elvis never went on a world tour? That's talked about in the Elvis movie. The main reason I think it was is Tom Parker, Colonel Parker, was an illegal immigrant in this country, and he didn't want to. He'd have to show a passport if he went with Elvis on tour, and he didn't have one. He was an illegal immigrant, And so that's my opinion on why he didn't tour the world, but that's up for debate. A lot of people may tell you different, but I think that's the gist of it. Slam dunk, 100%. That's just my opinion, but who knows? I'm trying to think some of his other co-stars that were big. Like I said, he did date briefly. He dated Yvonne Craig, and she's another one that was easy on the eyes. Shelley Fabre, the blonde that was in Girls, 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 who was his love interest. Barbara Eden, I think, played in Flaming Star with him, and that was early Barbara Eden, like before I Dream of Jeannie and all that. Trace, I didn't know that. Yes, I tell you what, man, Shelley Fabre, she, I don't know if you know this. Hey, Carrie David, basement is going well. We about killed ourselves, my wife and I, working. I was shot. We worked for like 12 hours straight, both. I had taken Friday this past week off, and then we worked till early morning till late at night. Got up early again the next day, and I would tell you, my back felt it, my hips felt it, my arms, my legs felt it. But yeah, it was rough. But now I've had some time to recover. Yeah, Curtis and Margaret and Elvis actually had a pretty intense relationship that Priscilla eventually found out about. She actually threw a vase at Elvis or near Elvis when he told her. It's in her book, Elvis and Me. But Carrie David, yeah, it's coming along nicely. This week, we are going to finish cleaning and airing everything out, putting down the sealant on the floor, painting the wall straight ahead. All the other walls are done. Painting because it's a Denver Broncos theme, as you can see, orange and blue. So we were painting the wall when you walk down orange, like the same color. And then we've done all the cutting, like all the borders and all the white paint. The ceiling was done last weekend. We got part of the floor. We got all the storage moved up on pallets in case, because we got water down there. Not our water pump, can't think of it, that pumps out water when you get rain. Sub pump. Our sub pump stopped working, and we got major flooding in here, and we had to uh, that was a job. That was a nightmare. That was a little over a year ago, and our neighbors pitched in to help us. We had all the water pumped out. My neighbor's father came. He had this machine that like had like a motor that pumped all the water. Like it was water, like standing water like this deep. We got torrential rains, and I was actually working downstairs when it all came in. You could like hear the water gushing in, and it was bad. But it was because our sub pump stopped working. If that sub pump isn't working, you're done. So we had to get a brand new sub pump installed, had that put in, got all the water out, had that put in. But we had to tear up all the old carpet, and we had to clean it to make sure there was no mold. And it was a nightmare. So it's just been solid concrete down there. But we did disinfect everything, and then we did it again. We got to finish that on Saturday. Like I said, seal the floor, do some painting. And I'm actually hoping by the following weekend we'll be completely done. We'll put all the decorations up, and so maybe I'll give you all guys a tour of it when it's done. So we got some Broncos memorabilia we'll put down there, so it should be fun. What time? So I was going to do a live reaction to watching. Carrie, I think one of the prettiest girls. Oop, come on. Carrie Dave, I knew what you were going to say, but then yeah, Carrie David was saying that one of the prettiest co-stars he had was Deborah. His co-star in Love Me Tender, Deborah. I'm sure somebody in this stream will tell me who it is. I know her first name was spelled Debra, but I can't remember what her name is. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it. But yeah, she was Paget. Yep, she's actually still alive. And what's a funny story about Deborah Paget? I did not know this till about maybe a month ago. I want to say she's 82. I'm not sure. I know she's late 70s, early 80s. But not long after she left Hollywood, she became a nun. She joined the convent, and she's a nun now. It still is. She's been a nun for like 50 years. Did not know that about her. Yeah, left Hollywood behind and became a nun. But she always had very nice things to say about Elvis, as did all our co-stars. But yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of just about all of Elvis's movies and his soundtracks. Yeah, Dolores was King Creole and Loving You. Um, but the only soundtracks that I'm not so hip on, and here's the thing: even the ones I'm not real huge on, there's still a number of tracks on them that are really good. Frankie and Johnny is probably my least favorite soundtrack out there, but there's still like of the 9 or 10 songs on there, maybe 4 or 5 of them are really, really good. Paradise Hawaiian Style people aren't real keen on. Some Elvis fans aren't keen on. I love that soundtrack. There's a couple tough ones. A Dog's Life, that's rough. Dayton, um, the Papaya song, that's pretty horrible. Um, Maybe it was Dolores Kyrie. Um, she's the lady that Mother Dolores. Okay, yeah, I had a different actor. Maybe it wasn't Deborah Patch, it was Dolores, whatever her last name is. But I knew one of them, either Loving You or Love Me Tender, became a nun. And like I said, I think Deborah Paget is still alive, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, these movies were made 65 years ago, so these actors and actresses have some age to them now. Just like Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson was almost an unknown when he appeared in Kid Galahad. Um, yeah, he didn't have the mustache. He was real young. That was one of his, if not his very first role, and he was pretty much an unknown then. It's funny. I actually saw an episode about 2 years ago of the Andy Griffith Show, and it was one of Jack Nicholson's first appearances ever. It was like 19 mid to late 60s, and man, did he look young. And my parents didn't recognize him at first. I'm like, I think that's Jack Nicholson, and he played like a small part. Andy Griffith had to go to court for something, and Jack Nicholson was there, and his hair was real short. And he was, you're talking 55, 57 years ago. So yeah, he's gonna look younger. I told my dad, he was there watching it with me, my mom and dad. I said, I think that's Jack Nicholson. And my dad's like, really? Making movies with Elvis and then taking the vow. Was that the Elvis effect? Yeah, Tracy, I think so. um, but then when the end credits of the show ended on Eddie Griffith, it said Jack Nicholson. I said, I thought that's who that was. But you had to really look. But then when he started talking, you could hear it in his voice that it was him. Jack Nicholson has a very distinct voice. Mark, what do you think of the new Priscilla movie that they're working on? Carrie David, actually, that was the very first question in the chat when I came on almost an hour ago. I think they're riding the coattails off of the success of the Elvis movie. I think they saw that door open and they walked right through it. I don't know. I hope they can do it justice. Um, totally agree with Frankie and Johnny. Yeah, and I heard it's not that great of a movie. I've seen parts of it. Again, I've seen parts of the movie, but the soundtrack is my least favorite. I like him on the Batman movie when they play. Yeah, Curtis, he was good in Batman. Trying to think what I was saying. Just that quick, I lost my train of thought. Let me pull up because I was answering live chat. Thank you. I like your channel very much. Thank you for your contest. Best regards from Germany. Thank you. Come on. Tracy, who doesn't? You said she doesn't paint a favorable picture of Elvis. Is it the one who became the nun? Is that who you're talking about? So Carrie David, going back to your question, that's what I wanted to answer. I think the thing that's going to kind of piss me off with that is a lot of Priscilla's book was very, it's an autobiography. I'm assuming most of it is true, but it's probably not going to paint Elvis in a very nice picture. I just have my feelings on that's how it's going to come out. And it's like, come on, what's with the bashing of Elvis? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm being a little pessimistic. But there are parts of Elvis in me that shine some harsh light. I know she loved him, but I also know she got where she is today because of Elvis's success. But I got to give her props, man. She made Graceland what it is today. That was a brilliant, brilliant move. She's made a lot of money from it, but she's also been very impactful and very important in Elvis's legacy, and that part I do like. Just going back, you can find a movie on YouTube. Tracy, so are you talking about the Elvis produced it? What movie are you referring to, Tracy? Priscilla, Elvis, and Me. We're not talking about the new movie. Are you talking about the new movie that they're talking about, Priscilla and Me? Because I don't think that's even started filming yet. Maybe I'm just confused. Because they just announced I think the new movie is just going to be called Priscilla. I thought, but like I said, I could be wrong because it was one of those things where Elvis and Me, the original one. Yeah, there was a TV movie. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Um, there's just so much Elvis everything out there. The other movie, I got the soundtrack, Elvis the Searcher. It was on. You can still, if you have HBO Max, you can still see it. Um, uh, and it's got some things that are cool about it, but I find the movie, it's a two-parter. Again, it's called Elvis the Searcher. It talks about Elvis's career. The soundtrack is good. I got the LP, the vinyl of it. I think it's a 2 LP set. It's got some really good stuff on it. But I've watched the movie. I went back and watched it again not that long ago, and it's News Fest. Uh, I found it a little bit boring. I don't know. And they have Tom Petty and Bruce Springsteen. Tom Petty does a lot. He doesn't narrate it, but they interview. You don't see them, but you hear them talking. And they have Tom Petty, who Tom Petty sounds like he just rolled out of bed. I like Tom Petty. I like his music. But when he talks, he's got like that southern, real slow, like, oh, this was kind of a great guy. Like, it's boring. And then they interviewed Bruce Springsteen, who I'm not a fan of at all. He's, Elvis when I was a kid. Like, I mean, you couldn't have gotten anybody better to narrate the show. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's called Elvis the Searcher. It's on, I think it's still on. If you have HBO Max, you can search it. And I think it's in two parts. I want to say it's like 90 minutes to 2 hours on each part. But it premiered on HBO probably about, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. But it's supposed to be like about Elvis's life. And I don't know. I wasn't impressed by it. But that's me. Like I said, the soundtrack, the album to it that comes with it is great. It's really good. So, yeah. So what time is it? So we'll let this go another, I say 10 minutes, and then Trace says, I feel that when Priscilla's involved in books and movies, you're not getting the true story. Yeah. My wife always says there's actually three sides of the story. There's their side, the other person's side, and always somewhere in the middle. My wife says it all the time, and she's wise. So that's so true. There's always, you get this side of the story, then you get the other, and then it's somewhere in the middle. Kyrie, no, I do not. I don't have anything signed from him. I don't own a scarf. It's funny you asked that question because I had somebody in the last live stream I did about a week ago. Somebody asked me the same question, and I don't for a couple of reasons. Two reasons mainly. One is the cost, and two, I'd really have a hard time questioning because Elvis signed anything is highly counterfeited. Yeah, and it's shiny like Ed. Okay, Paul, go clean those windows. Have a good time. Stay hydrated, and hopefully it's not too hot where you are. But yeah, Ed from King's Court, he has several that his mom got. He actually has one. And he said that even if he was to sell any of them, which he wouldn't, I know he sold off about half of the scarves he had. TCB says there's a great documentary on YouTube called Elvis 71. No, I have not seen that. I'll have to look it up. Elvis and the Beauty Queen. No, I've never seen that. The Memphis Mafia admitted they signed his name to things all the time. And you know what, Tracy? That's a common thing. I watch Pawn Stars. I don't know if you watch that show, but a lot of times they get autograph stuff in. I'd say probably more than half of the crap they get into the store, into the pawn shop. They find out that the item is legitimate, but the signatures, somebody like there was something with the Rolling Stones. I was watching an episode about a person had a postcard and it was an early picture of the Stones, and it was signed, and all five signatures were fraudulent. And what they said was, a lot of times they'd give it to their their text people, or people in their circle, their producer, and they would just sign it real quick and hand them out to fans. And I think the same thing with Elvis. So yeah, one, I wouldn't, unless I had a certificate of authenticity, or if somebody like Ed, who I knew was legit, I would never buy anything that has, just like I think about, it's probably been about 3 or 4 years ago, I saw somebody selling a lock of hair on eBay and it said it was Elvis's, and they wanted like $1,500 for it, man. To me, I think you'd be an absolute moron to buy anything like that, because yeah, oh, you want some Elvis hair? Put it in the bag. Here you go, genuine Elvis hair. Who's going to authenticate that? So yeah, I think they wanted like $1,500 for it. It was, and they had a picture of it. Was like it was about that long. It was dark. TCB says my dad and his three workmates signed as the Beatles. So there you go. It happens a lot. It happens in Hollywood with actors and actresses. They have their people sign them, like their secretaries. They sign it for them. What do I think about the upcoming box set Elvis on tour? I'm pumped. I'm excited. Both days, Blue Hawaii on 4K is released, and I think the same day, some dates it's later, it goes into December. Maybe it's the end of November. The Elvis box set comes out. I'm excited. I can't wait to hear the four shows. Hopefully they're somewhat cleaned up and they sound pretty good. I think they will. It's RCA City Legacy, so I think they'll sound pretty good. I'd be surprised if they weren't. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. I've been on about an hour. It's about what I wanted. When you die, the hair would be so difficult to verify, and he sure did die. Yes, Tracy, he sure did. He did dye his hair quite often. So, yeah, TCB says we should have gotten a complete show. Stefano, have a good one. Thank you for joining in. I want to end this here after I answer this last question, but it was asked how come. Hey, Colin, good to see you too. Thank you. I appreciate on your comment. Comment cut off here. Let me see what you're saying there. Oh, thank you. I really. Colin says, "Hey, Mark, great to see you. Love your videos. Keep up the great job you do, my friend. I speak for us all." I appreciate that. And I enjoy really enjoy doing these videos. Right when I get done with this, I am going to record a video. I talked about it earlier. It's to listen to snippets of all three of these versions of Elvis's Golden Records Volume 3, my favorite album of all time. I got the original 1963 stereo press. I have the 45 RPM double LP set, which I think is going to be the one that sounds the best. And then I have the speaker's corner. So I'm going to listen to snippets. I'll actually record that and let you guys hear it. It'll be an uninteractive, but interactive to where it won't be live, but you'll be able to comment below. But Carrie David, to answer your question, yes, I really wish they would have had a full show recorded on the Blu-ray. Yeah, Tracy, that would have been awesome with the archives. I don't know what's Carrie David saying. Yeah, thank you, Carrie David. It's getting there. I think all the hard part with the basement's done. There's still a ton of work to do, but the hard part, the cleaning up and all that, a lot of that's done. So I'm kind of happy about that. But before I go, I do want to touch base on something. I will mention it when I record the video. When you go to, I get alerts whenever I get comments from any of my videos. But what I found out is, and I don't know if anybody else has this issue, is you don't get an alert on every single comment. And I was just going through, I was rifling through YouTube, and I think I went to YouTube Studio, and I came across comments that came to me that I had no idea I got. And I felt about this big. I felt so incredibly bad because the last thing I want any of my viewers or subscribers to feel is I'm not acknowledging you. I don't want you to feel that way because I do. Anyone that I see, even if I like it or I comment, I try to comment on a lot of them. I can't comment on them all, obviously. I never get anything done. But I had no idea. I went on this, I hit one tab on the YouTube app, and I saw like 2 and 3 weeks worth of comments, tons of them that I never even knew I got. So I went through and I tried to like them all, tried to comment on many of them. So I apologize. I never want any of you to think that I take any of you for granted or I don't have time for you, because that is furthest from the truth. I do what I do on this channel because of you. I wouldn't be where I'm at on this channel if it weren't for all of you. So please don't for a minute think that I don't take each of your comments serious. All right, Venerici, you have a great day as well. But I did want to touch base on that. Like I said, I'll talk about it briefly when I record the video here in a couple of moments. But yeah, I never want anybody to think that I take any of my viewers for granted. I enjoy interacting with all of you. I love the people that I've met through Facebook, all the different Facebook pages I have, through YouTube. People have asked me, well, thank you, Tracy. Tracy said no apology needed. I just enjoy your channel. YouTube, VVV, you have a great day too. I just wanted to bring that up. Like I said, it came to my attention. And it just so happened I just stumbled upon it on the eBay app, or not eBay. I keep saying eBay, the YouTube app. The mind's the first thing to go when you get older. But I went through it. I'm scrolling through. I'm like, I cannot believe I didn't see any of these pop up because I never got an alert for them. So I'm sure there is some way, and my alerts are on because I get alerts when comments pop up. And it's just weird that I only get alerts for probably about a third of the comments I get, and not all of them. I would want them for all of them because I want to know when people comment, because it's important to me. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know how you feel about things, because I got a lot of people asking me questions. I got people making requests to do certain types of videos, and so it was not intentional. I just wanted to put that out there. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate all of those who have tuned in. I want to do this on a weekly basis. I really enjoy these, so I'm looking to do another one. Thank you, Kyrie. I greatly appreciate that. Yes, I'll make this video up. Hopefully we'll upload it within an hour to a couple hours or whatever. So with that, again, thanks to each and every one of you. Like I said, I want to do this hopefully every Wednesday. I want to do them at 10 a.m. Eastern time, my time. But like I said, I was going to do it originally yesterday. Both my daughters, they were actually home from school sick Monday and Tuesday. It looked like they might go back to school yesterday. They both got up. They were kind of just sluggish, and me and my wife were just like, yeah, they're not ready. They need to get their rest at least one more day. So they went back today. I took them to school, then took my wife to work, then came home. And then, like I said, I was supposed to do this one today at 10. And my wife called me literally 4 minutes before I was supposed to go live at 10 a.m. and said, our daughter is having kind of like an asthma attack. She can't find her inhaler. So I took mine and took it to the school so she'd have it. And then I got back and I did it like an hour later. So just want to let you know that's why it wasn't at 10 a.m. today. So again, thank you all so much. Take care of yourselves. Be safe out there. Enjoy this beautiful fall weather. Enjoy this weather wherever you are. And like I said, most importantly, stay safe. And I will see you all